Hello all, I am Ritesh Chauhan working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. So here we proceed with the lexical analyzer unit. So in this video, we learn how to construct DFA from regular expression without constructing NFA. This method is most important for your examination. Okay. So to construct DFA, there are several functions that you have to compute. The first one is nullable. It is a subtree at node n generates the language including the empty string. As we know that star, that is cleans closure, have the empty string. So here we can say that star is nullable. Second one is first position. So the set of the position that can match the first symbol of a string generated by the subtree at the node n. For example, I have a syntax tree like A or B. So what is the first position? For this operand, this is my first position and this is the last position. For B operand, this is the first position and this is the last position. Okay. So the set of the position that can match the last symbol of a string generated to the subtree at the node n. It is known as last position function. And the last one is follow position. I will explain in the next slide parallelly with the example what is follow position. Okay. So these are the rules for the operator to find the first position and last position of that particular operator. We will see all the rules one by one in the example. Then also I will explain one of this, like for this division operator, what is the first position and last position? We have the rules. For first position, what is the rule? First position of C1. What is C1? This one. Suppose my first position of C1 is 1 and last position of C1 is also 1. Similarly, my first position of C2 is suppose 2 and the last position of this C2 is 2. Okay. Then what is the first position of this operator or operator? Then we have to see this rule. First position of C1 union first position of C2. So first position of C1 is 1. Okay. First position of C2 is 2. So what is the first position of this operator? 1, 2. Okay. Similarly, what is the last position of this OR operator? For that we have the rules that last position of C1 union last position of C2. So here also what is the answer? 1 and 2. Okay. So this all the rules we are going to learn in the example. So we also have to compute the follow position. So to compute the follow position, we have to concentrate only on the concatenation node and the nullable node, that is our cleans closure star. Okay. So all the functions, that is first position, last position, nullable, follow position, and the rules to compute the follow position we see in the example, so you better understand these rules. Okay. So this is RE. For that we have to construct DFA with the help of syntax tree method. So what we draw in this method as a syntax tree, it is applicable only for this method. Don't applicable this syntax tree to the UNIT-1 or UNIT-4, UNIT-5 or UNIT-6. This syntax tree is applicable for only this method, where the syntax tree is drawn by this pattern, like first A or B is evaluated, then the whole star, then A, B, B. We follow left to right pattern here. Okay. We are not going to giving the preference to the operator like we do in the UNIT-1. What we do? We check the preference of the operator. and then we construct the syntax tree. But here it is totally different. So keep this in mind, this syntax tree is applicable for this method only. So let's see how we construct the syntax tree for this array. So first we construct the syntax tree simply by scanning from left to right. First we draw the syntax tree for A or B and then put it the star on the A or B. So this is a syntax tree for A or B, the whole star. Then we will concatenate with A, then concatenate with B, and once again we are concatenating with B, and last we concatenate with hash symbol. Here hash symbol is important. I will explain you later why it is important. But in NFA we have to ignore this hash symbol. Okay. So now we have to give the number from left to right. For this operand we have to giving the number from 1. Then for this 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So for A, what we give the number 1. For this B, we give the number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, then we have to detect the nullable operator. What is here? What is the nullable operator here? Which is the nullable operator? This star. Why it is called nullable? Because empty string is also there in the cleans closure. So the next step is to calculate first position of an operand and operator. To find the first position of operand, it is very simple. We have to, this is the first position and this is the last position. So we have to simply put 1 as a first position, 2 as a first position, 3 as a first position of the operand. Okay, like this. It is very simple. But to find the first position of this operator like cleans closure, OR symbol and concatenation symbol, we have some rules that we see earlier. Okay, so what is the rule for this OR symbol? Let's see. Here C1 is this A and what is the C2? This B. Now we have to find the first position of this OR operator. How we find the first position of this OR operator? First position of C1 union first position of C2. So what is the first position of C1? First position of C1 is 1. What is the first position of C2? Is 2. So what is the first position of this OR operator? 1 and 2. Okay, I am only saying about only first position. Huh? For last position we see later on. So the next one is nullable operator. Okay, for nullable operator we have to simply put this 1 and 2 to the first position of this null operator. Okay, we are going to shift this 1 2 to the first position of this null operator. It's very simple. Similarly we do that for last position. Okay, now we have to find the first position of this concatenation symbol. For that, what is the rule? If nullable C1, what is C1 for this concatenation symbol? This is C1 and this one is C2. C1 is nullable, yes. So we have to follow this. First position of C1 union first position of C2. What is the first position of C1? 1 2. And what is first position of C2? 3. So what is the first position of this concatenation symbol? 1 2 union 3. So what is the answer? 1 2 and 3. Next we have to find the first position for this concatenation symbol. How we find? By this rule. If C1 is nullable, no, this is not nullable. Okay, so we are going to the else part. What is the first position of this concatenation symbol? Is first position of C1. What is the first position of C1? 1 2 3. We simply shift this 1 2 3 to the first position of this concatenation symbol. Okay, in this case there is nullable, that's why we use this statement, first position of C1 union first position of C2. For this concatenation symbol, C1 is not nullable, That's why we are going to the else part, that pick the first position of C1. So we are picking this first position of C1, that is 1, 2, 3 to the first position of this concatenation symbol. So what's the answer? 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol, C1 is not null. So we have to simply shift this 1, 2, 3 to here. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol, this is not nullable. So we have to shift this 1, 2, 3 as the first position of this concatenation symbol. Okay. So if C1 is nullable, then and only then we have to follow this first position of C1 union first position of C2. If not, then we have to use this else part. So we already find the first position. Now we have to find the last position of the operand also and operator also. For operand, it is very easy. We have to simply put this number to the right last position. So what is the last position of A1? What is the last position of B? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we have to find the last position of operator. For that we have some rules. Let's see the rules. For our symbol, last position of C1 union last position of C2. What is the last position of C1? 1. What is the last position of C2? 2. Then what is the answer here? What is the last position of our operator? 1 and 2. Similarly, as I said earlier, that if we have the nullable node, we simply shift this 1 to here. Okay, as per the rule, we simply shift 1 to as the last position of nullable symbol. Now we have to find last position of this concatenation symbol. For that, what is the rule? If C2 is nullable, now we have to see on the right hand side. This is C1, this is C2 for this concatenation symbol. Okay. If C2 is nullable, no, C2 is not nullable. There is an operand. So we have to follow else part. So what is the last position of this concatenation symbol? The last position of C2. So simply we shift this 3 here. Okay. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol, C2 is nullable? No. So we have to shift this 4 here. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol, C2 is not nullable. So we have to go in the else part and shift this 5 here. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol. So here we find the first position and last position. If you find this first position and last position, then you can easily find the follow position. Okay. So let's see how to find that this follow position. Okay. Okay. So to find the follow position, we have to only concentrate on concatenation symbol and nullable symbol. Okay. We are neglecting this OR symbol or any other operator. We only concentrate on nullable symbol and concatenation symbol. Okay. So let's take this one to find the follow position. Okay. So to find the follow position for concatenation symbol, which arrow we have to select? This one. Last position of first position of C2 is putted in the 5th position. Okay. Similarly, for this concatenation symbol, what we do? 5 is put in follow position of 4. For this concatenation symbol, what we do? 4 is put in the 3rd position. For example, so 6 is putting, we are putting 6 in which position? At 5th position. Okay. So what is the follow position of 5? 6. Okay. We have to use this arrow. C2 is putted on, 6 is put in the follow position of 5. We have to concentrate on the first position of C2 and the last position of C1. okay, to obtain the follow position of any number for concatenation symbol only. For star it is totally different, we have to use this arrow. Okay, so what is our next symbol? So the next one is this concatenation symbol. So we have to put 5 at the follow position of 4. Okay, so let's see with example. So we have to put 5 in the follow position of 4. So what is the answer? At the position 4, what is the follow position? Answer is 5. Similarly, 4 is putted in which position? At third position. Okay. Now similarly for this concatenation symbol, 3 is putted in which position? 1 and 2. Both the position we have to put 3. So we have to put this 3 at which position? At position 1 and 2. So at position 1 and 2, what we put? 3 at the position 2 also, at position 1 also 3. So we compute the follow position for this all the concatenation symbol. Only which one is left? This nullable symbol. For nullable symbol, the arrow is totally opposite. We have to put this 1 2 at which position? At the position this 1 2. Okay, let's see with the example. Okay, suppose here the first position 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 will be put at which position? At position 1 and 2. Okay, here it is 1 and 2, that's why we put 1 and 2 at which position? At position 1 also, at position 2 also. So here 1 and 2 will be there, here also 1 and 2 will be there. Okay. So we have this tree with first position and last position of operator and operands, and also we have the follow position of all the positions. Also at the sixth position we have to write nothing. Why? Because we have not compute this position and gets the follow position of this 6, but we have to write in the table. Okay, as we have total 6 positions, that's why we have to write this 6th also. If we don't get any follow position, then we have to simply write null, nothing. Okay, now with the help of this follow position table and this tree with the first position and last position, we have to construct DFA. Okay, so what is the first step? First step, you have to draw the tree, then find the first position and last position, and after that we have to find the follow position of each the positions, and then we proceed to find the DFA with the help of which function? That transition function. Here also we are going to use transition function as we use in subset construction method. Okay, so there are two symbols A and B. Okay, there are total 2 symbols A and B. We are not considering this hash symbol. Okay, we consider this hash symbol as a final state. So what is our initial state? In NFA, what is our initial state? The null closure of 0, what we get is our initial state. Here the toppest symbol, that is concatenation symbol or any other symbol, if it is at the top, then the first position is our starting state. Okay, so what is our starting state? This 1 2 and 3. Okay, first position of root node. Okay, what is our root? This concatenation symbol. And what is the first position? This 1 2 and 3. So we name as A. Okay, so what is our next step? We have to find transition of A of A. Now how we have to find this? What is our A? 1, 2 and 3. At one position there is A or not? Yes. Okay, so we have to find follow position of 1. At second number we have A? No. So we are not considering this. Then at third we have A? Yes. Then what is the follow position of 3, 4? So we have to use the follow position of 1 union follow position of 2. What is follow position of 1? 1, 2, 3. Union follow position of 3. What is follow position of 3? 4. So the answer is 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is completely different from the state A. That's why we named as B. So A of A is fine. What we get? We get B. Now we have to find A of B. So what is our A? 1. 1 is labeled as B? No. 2 is labeled as B? Yes. So what is the follow position of 2? We have to write here. A of B equal to follow position of 2. 3 is labeled with A. So we are not going to considering this A because we are finding here A of B. Okay. So only follow position of 2 is the answer of A of B. So it is same as A. That's why we labeled as A. So what is the answer here? A. So next we have to find B of A and B of B. So what is our B? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is B of A? This is an extra opening bracket. You have to delete this extra opening bracket. Okay. So what is B of A? What is B our 1, 2, 3 and 4? At 1 there is A. Yes. That's why we have to put follow position of 1. At 2 there is A. No. At 3 there is A. Yes. So we have to union with the follow position of 3. At the position 4 there is A. No. Okay. So we have to union this follow position of 1 union follow position of 3 with the help of this table. What is follow position of 1? 1, 2, 3. What is follow position of 3? 4. So what is the answer? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is same as B. That's why we label this answer as B. Next we have to find B of B. What is B of B? What is our B? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 is not labeled as an B. 2 is labeled as an B. That's why we write here follow position of 2. 3 is not labeled as B. 4 is labeled as B. That's why we write here follow position of 4. So we have to union follow position of 2 and 4. What is follow position of 2? 1, 2, 3. And what is follow position of 4? 5. So what is the answer? 1, 2, 3 and 5. That is totally new state. That's why we label as a C. So what is the answer here? C. So next we have to find transition function of C of A and C of B. So what is C of A? What is C? 1, 2, 3 and 5. There is A labeled at the position 1. That's why we have to find the follow position. Sorry, we have to write follow position of 1. Then at 3 there is A. That's why we use follow position of 3. At 5 it is B. That's why we are not putting here union follow position of 5. Okay. And what is the answer? What is the follow position of 1? 1, 2, 3. What is the follow position of 3? 4. So what is the answer? 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is already there in B. That's why we label this state as a B. Now we have to find C of B. What is C of B? What is C? 1, 2, 3 and 5. At 1 it is labeled as A. At 2 it is labeled as B. So we have to put follow position of 2. At 3 there is label A. At 5 there is label B. That's why we have to write here follow position of 5. So what is follow position of 2? 1, 2, 3. And follow position of 5 is 6. So 1, 2, 3 and 6 is the answer. And it is also new state. That's why we labeled as a D. Now we have to find D of A and D of B. So what is our D? D is 1, 2, 3 and 6. We have to find D of A. At 1 A is labeled and at 3 A is labeled. That's why we have to find follow position of 1 and follow position of union follow position of 3. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 is the answer, and it is already in B, that's why we label as a B. Next, D of B. At first position A is labeled, at second position B is labeled, that's why we have to write follow position of 2. At 3 A is labeled, at 6 has is labeled, so only we have to write follow position of 2. What is follow position of 2? 1, 2, 3. It is same as A, that's why we label A. So there is no more new state. We find all the state A, B, C and D. So now we are going to draw a DFA. This is a transition table for DFA. So what is our starting state? A. As we already discussed that this one is our starting state, 1, 2, 3. So A of A is going to B and A of B is going to A. B of A is going to B. B of B is going to C. C of A is going to B. C of B is going to D. Now D of A is going to B and D of B is going to A. Now what is our final state here? How to find which is our final state? For that you have to check this hash symbol. As I told earlier that hash symbol is used to define the final state. Hash symbol is labeled as a number 6. Now we check this 6 is present in which state? It is present in only in D. That's why we label this D as a final state. If C also contains 6, then C is also our final state. There are two final states. As I said earlier that it may be possible your DFA have more than one final state. Okay. So hope you understand all these things, like how to construct this syntax tree, how to find this follow position, and from with the help of follow position and this tree, how to find the transition table to draw the DFA. Okay. Then also I will explain one more example which is very difficult. If you learn this first example and that next example, then you are able to find the DFA for any array. Okay. There is some twist in the next example, that's why I will take in that next example also. Okay, let's see that example. So this example is also asked in GTO at November 2016 paper for the 7 marks. So there is an array, it is A star B star A or B the whole star, B star A and hash. Okay, it is very lengthy and also time consuming, but it is very simple if you practice more and more. Okay, so first we have to draw the syntax tree for A star. For A star we simply write A and at the top we have to put 1 star. Similarly there is a concatenation with B star. Here it is a concatenation symbol. Okay, so we have to concatenate with B star. Then we have to concatenate this with small a. Okay, then we have to concatenate A with A or B the whole star. So first we write A or B and then put the star and then we concatenate with A. Okay, next we have to concatenate with B star. So first we write B, then star, and then we have to concatenate with it, and last we have to concatenate with A and hash. It is very simple to draw. Okay, let's practice more and more. If you have any difficulty, please contact me. Okay, so what is our next step? Next step is to put the number, like here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So this is the answer. Okay, it is very simple. It is very simple to find the first position and last position of operand. Okay, here what is the first position of A? 1. Last position of A is also 1. First position of B is 2. Last position of B is 2. Here 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 and 8 8. It is very simple. Okay, So to find the first position and last position of any operand, it is very simple, but now we have to find the first position and last position of this operator, concatenation, and also this star and this OR symbol. Let's find one by one. So as I say earlier, this one will directly shift as the first position of this nullable, and the last position is also directly shift at the last position of nullable. Okay, so 1 and 1 is the first and last position of this star, and 2 and 2 is the first and last position of this star. Okay, now for this, if C1 is nullable, then the first position of C1 union first position of C2 will be the first position of this concatenation symbol. Similarly, for last position, if C2 is nullable, then we have to put last position of C1 union last position of C2. Okay, so 1 and 2 is the last position of this C2 and also first position of this concatenation symbol. So what is here the answer? 1 and 2, here also 1 and 2. If here there is no operator, then we simply put 2 because it is not nullable. Right now here it is nullable. Okay, that's why we have to use for last position of C1 union last position of C2. That's why the answer is 1 and 2 here. Okay, if there is no nullable here, then we put simply this 2 here, but here there is a nullable, that's why we put last position of C1 union last position of C2. Now what for this? Here is a twist. So for concatenation symbol, if their C1 is also nullable and C2 is also nullable, then we have to consider this concatenation symbol as a nullable. This you have to keep in mind. If C1 is also nullable and C2 is also nullable, so for this node C1 is nullable. Okay, so when we have to find the first position of this concatenation symbol, this is nullable, C1 is nullable. Why? Because their child both are nullable. Okay, so for finding the first position of this concatenation symbol, C1 is nullable, so we have to put first position of C1 union first position of C2. So what is the answer here? 1, 2 and 3. Instead of 1, 2, we have to write 1, 2 and 3 because this is nullable with the, indirectly this is nullable because they're both the child is nullable. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind. So what is the first position of this? 1, 2 and 3. And what about the last position of concatenation symbol? This is not nullable, so we are going to the else part. What the else part says, you have to pick the last position of C2. So what is the answer here? 3. So answer of first position is 1, 2, 3 and the last position is only 3. Okay, so next we have to find this OR. What is the rule for this OR? First position of C1 union first position of C2 is the first position of this. That's why we write here 4 and 5. Similarly, for the last position, we have to union first last position of C1 union last position of C2. That's why we write 4 and 5. And for star, we simply pick the child node as a first position and pick the last position to the last position of this nullable node. Now to find this concatenation symbol, to find the first position, C1 is nullable? No. So we simply put this 1, 2, 3 here because we are going in the else part. Now for the last position, this star is nullable. So we have to put last position of C1 union last position of C2. Okay. So what is the answer? 3, 4 and 5. 3, 4 and 5. Similarly, for here, what is the answer? Suppose Here the answer is 6. Here also 6, as we know. Okay, this is not nullable, so we have to pick this one, 1, 2, 3 as a first position of this concatenation symbol. But the C2 is nullable. Okay, if it is nullable, then we have to put last position of C1 union last position of C2. So what is the answer? 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay. As you can see here, if C2 is nullable, this is nullable. Okay, if C2 is nullable, then last position of C1 union last position of C2. So what is the answer? 3, 4 and 5. We put 3, 4 and 5 here. Okay, similarly for this, what is the last position of C1? 3, 4, 5, and last position of C2? 6. So what is the union? 3, 4, 5 and 6 will be the answer here. Okay. So the next is, you have to find the first and last position of this concatenation symbol. This is not nullable, so we simply put 1, 2, 3. This is also not nullable, so we simply put the last position of C2, that is 7. Similarly for this concatenation symbol, this is not nullable, so we put 1, 2, 3 directly here as a first position, and this is also not nullable, so we put last position as a last position of this concatenation symbol. So here we find the first position and last position of all the operands and operator. Okay, now you have to find the follow position and construct the DFA. If you have any query, then please contact me. This is the very difficult sum. If you understand this sum and that previous sum, then you can easily solve any array to construct the DFA with the help of syntax tree method. Okay, then also I will give only the answer of that follow position. That follow position of 1 is 1, 3, 2 is 2, 3. Let's check one of this. Let's start with this concatenation symbol. Okay, for this concatenation symbol, what we have to do? We have to put 8 at which position? 7. We put 8 at which position? 7. For this concatenation symbol, what we do? We put 7 at which position? 3, 4, 5 and 6. We put 7 at 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, there is a here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We put the 7. Now for this concatenation symbol, we have to put 6 at which position? At 3, 4 and 5. We put 6 at 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Now for this concatenation symbol, we have to put 4 and 5 at which position? At position 3. We put 4 and 5 at which position? At position 3. Similarly for this concatenation symbol, we have to put 3 at 1 and 2. We have to put 3 at 1 and 2. Okay. All concatenation symbol is covered. We are not going to use this concatenation. Why? Because it is nullable. Indirectly it is nullable. Okay. So we only considered this one, this concatenation, this and this one. And second one is nullable symbol we have to consider for to compute the follow position. So for follow position, the arrow is totally opposite. So we have to put this 6 at which position? At this 6 position, there is a 6. Similarly, we have to put 4 and 5 at which position? 4 and 5. We have to put 4 and 5, 4 and 5. If it will be repeated, you have to write only once. Then for this, we have to put 1 at which position? At 1. We have to put 1 at which position? 1. Similarly, we have to put 2 at which position? At position 2. So we put 2 at position 2. Okay. We do not have any follow position for it, so simply we write dash dash. So you have the follow position, you have the syntax tree with the first position and last position. So you have to construct the transition table for DFA and construct the DFA. Okay. Hope you all understand how to construct DFA without constructing NFA with the help of syntax tree method. Once again I say, this syntax tree is follow in this method only. Don't consider this syntax tree at any other unit. Okay. If you have any query, please contact me. Thank you.